What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Gwen Stacy, or Ghost Spider. Let's get into it. Now, starting off with that sexy packaging, once again, it's the same thing we're used to seeing with Mafex. It does have those Into the Spider-Verse like colors. We've got the Spider-Man logo right there, Gwen Stacy right there, Mafex 134. We've got the window packaging where we can see all the figure and the accessories. We've got the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse at the top, legal stuff at the bottom, cool image of her on the side with the logo, full body image of her right here on the side, and that looks really cool, by the way. And then of course we've got some more poses and stuff we can get the figure into on the back, as well as some of the accessories. And then Spider-Ham, I believe is his name, I don't remember, but yeah, he doesn't matter. I'm more excited for Spider-Gwen, so let's go ahead and bust this figure open so we can see what it's all about. So here we have Spider-Gwen and Spider-Ham straight out of the package, and I don't know too much about Spider-Ham, but I really have been getting into Spider-Gwen lately. I just read The Edge of the Spider-Verse, and I absolutely loved her character. And I don't know what it is. It's something about her design that just hit me all of a sudden, and it made me get fascinated. I think it's just the colors, or maybe it's just the Ghost Spider name. I don't know, but something about Gwen Stacy has really caught my attention lately, to the point that I picked up a couple of comics and I'm ready to get to them. And so I've only just started Edge of the Spider-Verse, so it's not like I'm deep in, but I really hope at some point we get an adult version of her. But either way, not to distract from this figure, this thing looks great. Honestly, it looks like she came right out of the movie, and I think she is second only to Peter B. Parker. I think the Miles was probably, I'm not going to say the worst, but probably not the most fun out of the three, because this thing right here looks so awesome. It's not a whole lot going on, but it's the whites, the blacks, the pinks, and then of course you've got like this almost turquoise-ish blue, or maybe a green. I don't know. It's kind of like a mixture of both, but all these colors just look so good on her. And then the hood as well. This just looks sick, man. And I know this is I believe she's like 14 in the movie. I don't remember completely, but it's not a whole lot going on. It just looks really good. They got the webbing in there. The suit is very textured. I'm not sure how it's picking up on screen, but as you can see, there's like these little like dots in the suit, and so it's not just like a flat solid black. The white looks really good. All the paintwork, even on the eyes, looks clean. No splotches or anything like that, which there shouldn't be, especially for what we pay for these figures. But I think Spider-Gwen looks really great, honestly. And then I'll show off Spider-Ham. I'm not the most excited for this guy, but I think it was smart of them to release him with her. I mean, he looks fine. I was okay with the Marvel Legends, but since I sold my Marvel Legends Spider-Gwen after I knew this was getting ready to come out, I just sold this guy with it. I didn't need it. But this one does come with some interchangeable parts, unlike that one, so I'm happy with this. I wish they would have painted the webbing on it, but then again, this guy's kind of like a side figure, so I can't say it's really necessary. It still looks good. You can see the sculpt work there, the details on him, and I think this is fine. I really hope that they make Spider-Man Noir next. That would be awesome, and then they just go ahead and finish out the line completely. Now, moving on to the height of these two, both of them are pretty small figures. You do have Spider-Gwen, who is right at about 5.5 inches. And then we have Spider-Ham, who is right at about 2 inches tall. So both of these are going to look fine in your 6-inch display, but they are some pretty small figures. Moving on to the articulation, she looks up about that much. And if you guys heard that sound, it's actually the hood. The hood is a magnet. There's a magnet somewhere in the hoodie, and it just kind of latches on to the back of the head, which I think is cool because it means once you turn it, everything's going to look smoothly versus having it connected to the chest. So that works out very well. But anyway, she looks up that much. She looks down about that much. The hood at the front is going to block a little bit, but you do get tilt, turn, and movement all around. Her arms go up and out about that much. So very, very far. She does have a great butterfly joint. She can reach forward, I think even a little bit more than that. Yeah, she can totally bring her arms in, no problem. So that's going to work well for web swinging poses. She does have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Her hands are on the Mafex hinge, as you guys can see, which all of this just functions very, very well. Her chest is on the diaphragm joint, and you can move that around no problem. She leans back about that much, very great amount. You got to watch for some gappage though. Only forward about that much, so not too much forward, but if you utilize the waist joint, you can get her to go a little bit further, and I don't think that looks too bad. Also, you can use the waist joint to get her to go back. Once again, watch for some gappage. She does have twist and turn, no problem. Legs are on that drop down method. It doesn't drop down very much, so be careful pulling on it. She can kick out about that much. She can kick back about that much, not too much at all, but she can do the splits just fine. You do have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees that work very well. Foot goes down about that much, up about that much. Wow, a whole lot up. You do get ankle rocker. Careful with that because it will pop off. I think I forced that a little too much. And she does have a toe hinge. So articulation on her, I think it's pretty good. It's standard for Mafex, and they're just killing it. They really go all in on every release when it comes to the articulation. Now, you don't get a lot of articulation on Spider-Ham, obviously, because he's 2 inches tall, but he looks up very, very well. The only problem is he's not going to be able to hold that because of the fact that he is so head heavy. I'm not going to say top heavy. He's head heavy. He looks down very well. You get tilt, turn. This guy can get very, very expressive. And then his arms are on this little, I don't know if that's a hinge, if that's what you want to call it. My bad, that was off camera. I don't know if that's a hinge or what, but you just kind of plug it in there. And he does have other arms I'll show in just a sec. You're not going to get too much forward movement, too much back movement, anything like that. But you can lift them. So if you want to make it look like he's angry, pouting, whatever, yeah. But no articulation in the legs. These are all on one piece. Actually, this whole body is one piece other than the arms and the head. So you're not going to be able to move the feet, which it doesn't matter because this guy wouldn't be able to stand if you move the feet anyway. Now, moving on to the accessories, it's no secret that Mafex goes all in all the time with every release. First off, we get a default head and a pair of relaxed hands with Spider-Gwen. With Spider-Ham, he just comes with this one head. That's the only one that you get. And he comes with a pair of hands that he has on his hips. I'll show his extra set of hands first. Actually, I'll show all of his accessories. He comes with a pair of whipping hands, which these are very, very thin. Be careful with these because you can lose them. And then he comes with a hand where he's holding the hammer, and you can't take that out. Now, the most important thing that he comes with, and I didn't show this earlier because I consider it to be an accessory, is a small stand. And this is how you keep him from tumbling over like he did earlier in the video. You just pretty much attach this to the back of his legs, and it's difficult to do on camera. There we go. But yeah, so now you can pretty much stand him however you want, and he's not going to go anywhere because that piece is going to keep him in check so that he won't fall. But anyway, moving on to Spider-Gwen. She comes with an alternate head where her eyes are squinted. I really, really like this a lot. I'll probably utilize this one the most in photos. She comes with 2 other unmasked heads, which I love these. This one's a bit more of a serious expression, but she still looks kind of happy. You can actually see the eyebrow piercing in there. And then she comes with another one where she's kind of smiling and looking off to the side just a bit. And I like both of these. One thing I like that Mafex did, or didn't do rather, was that they didn't try to paint the gap in her mouth for her teeth. Now, I understand it's accurate to the movie, but man, to me, it just made the legends look so bad. I hated that they did that. But this looks great to me. She also comes with a hoodie, of course, and this is for when she has her hoodie down. And you have on her default head. She comes with a pair of fist hands. She comes with a pair of web holding hands. She comes with an alternate set of relaxed hands, which these look really good, where the fingers are curled just a tad bit more. She comes with a pair of whipping hands. a pair of wall crawling hands. I was about to say like hands out, but nah, these are definitely wall crawling hands. She comes with a pair of, and these are the more stylish posing hands where her fingers are just kind of straight out. You can use these for wall crawling, but I don't think that's what they're for. And then you get another pair of wall crawling hands. Once again, you can tell because the fingers are curled, and these have the magnet on them. Speaking of magnets, you do get the magnetized feet as well that they include with every Spider-Man type figure. Now, as far as the webs go, I'm only going to show one, but just know that you get two of each of these. You get one small web, and these are all the same ones that we get with every Spider-Man figure. And it's cool that they always throw these in because they could easily skip out on these. But we get a smaller one, we get one of the longer ones, and then we get the one that she holds on to with her web gripping hand, which that would be this one. You just slide that in there, and depending on how you have it angled, it'll stay just fine. So yeah, ton of accessories as always, and I couldn't be more pleased. Moving on to size comparisons, here she is standing next to the Mafex or Medicom Toys adult Miles Morales, the Sentinel Miles Morales from the same movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and the first release Mafex Spider-Man with the PS4 head sculpt, and that is also on the adult Miles as well. Here they are standing next to the Mafex Medicom Toys, Cletus Cassidy, our Carnage, and I had to show this one off just because the movie just came out. The Mafex Venom as well, and then the Mafex Spider-Man Homecoming Spider-Man. And this is with a Tom Holland head sculpt. This is the one that came with the Night Monkey figure. And lastly, for some legends, here they are standing next to the Marvel Legends PS4 Gamerverse Spider-Man, the Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man 2099, and the Marvel Legends Ben Reilly Spider-Man. Now, I'll be honest, after getting into the character of Spider-Gwen, it truly felt like the wait for this figure to release got longer. But I don't mind that because of the fact that I know Mafex is doing everything they can to make sure every one of their releases is a hit. And I would much rather wait and get a good figure than have them rush something to me because of the date that they announced it would release, and then the figure is subpar or has quite a few quality control issues. This figure right here doesn't have any problems, at least for me. It's a little flimsy, but that's because of the fact that it's a very scrawny figure and the proportions are very slim. So it makes sense. It doesn't feel like it's going to break. I never had any issues part changing. I didn't have any issues with pretty much nothing. I didn't have to worry about that old issue I was having where I had to oil the legs before I started maneuvering them around. This figure came right out of the package and it worked for me. And that's one of the best things about Mafex continuing to up their quality to the point to where you might not have any of the issues that you have with past figures, with them breaking, with them snapping, with them just whatever it may be. And that's something that I'm glad to see. On top of that, I feel like this figure was painted very clean, even though there's not a whole lot of color to it. Everything that they did came out nicely. Obviously, the articulation is on point. The accessories, you guys saw the same thing I saw. So I got to give it to them for this figure. I don't like to rate things a 10 out of 10, but I don't really have anything to complain about with this figure. So you guys can judge it however you want to. But I highly recommend picking up this figure, especially if you're a fan of the movie. I haven't gone back and rewatched it, but I know a lot of people really loved Into the Spider-Verse. It was okay to me. I enjoyed it. It's just something I haven't revisited. But that being said, this is my review. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because that always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and stay safe. Bye.